And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Lunar 2 Eternal Blue. I'm your host, the RPG Guy, and we've got us a dungeon to delve, and we got a new character joining us. For how long, it's hard to say, but we're going to find out one way or the other. But Jean has joined the party, and we're going to give her a test drive, or a test run. Now, the thing about Jean is she can do melee attacks from across the screen, for the most part. So this is actually in benefit to us, because now we have a character who can actually fight and attack the back row, the enemies furthest away. Though, in all fairness, her attack is the weakest of the group's overall attacks. It's still better than nothing, and it's going to help us power through these fights a wee bit faster. Which is fine, because we've got some villagers to save. And whatnot. So anyway, with that said, though, there are some other things we can take note of. Jean also comes with status effects. That's right, a paralyzing ability, putting enemies to sleep, and poisoning enemies. Poison! That's right. So she's very versatile, as far as what she can do. Which, again, that's not a complaint. The versatility that Jean has is actually pretty good. Whereas in Lunar, the first Lunar, you didn't really have too much range melee attacks going on by endgame. The bow and arrows lost their way and usually phased out by the end of the first quarter or first fifth of the game. And then you were using canes in order to kind of accomplish the same task. Again, not that relevant, not that important, but it is something to take mild notice of. Now, with this fight, I am going to let him use his buff. And the reason we're going to let him buff is because no matter how I break this down, I don't think it's in our best interest to just outright kill. Yeah, probably not in our best interest. I mean, it would power it through faster, but we kind of need to conserve our MP for the moment. Let's do that, that, and that. And then he's going to waste himself with the buff, and then we'll kill him next round for sure. So we only took a little bit of damage there. Giggity-goo, alright. What is our health really at? We could probably, you know what? No, let's not take that risk. Herb for everyone. Let's get to it. Well, that's the stuff of nightmares. There it is! Help us, please. Be careful, Jean. This creature is incredibly strong. No monster has the strength of the Shadow Dragon. As we fight the Plantella. Sounds delicious. Alright, this fight is, strangely enough, not too complicated. But you do have to be very weary of how you start this out. In all fairness, these three attacks are very much useless. So we're just going to go right for the big hit. We want to probably, pretty much rather, get some AoE heal, get some healing every round going. And I would say, I believe, let me think here. I want to say we can put him to sleep. I could be wrong, though. I want to say we can. We'll give it now. It turned red, so this means it's not going to do. Well, let's give it a try anyway. I believe it'll work, but we'll see here in a minute.
Gypsy magic! Gypsy magic!
Dodge this!
So this is going to help with some of the obvious poisoning that we are going to be dealing with a little bit. Again, post sword. That. Let's have her throw out the purity herb. Because Jean is actually the fastest character in our party right now. So keeping her healthy is going to be... Or letting her keep the party healthy is a pretty good idea. Gypsy power! What do you, scrap it? Do or something? Alright.
Happy hour.
Alright. And then just to keep things going, until Ronfar has put the Saint Litany on everybody, we're going to have Jean just deal with some healing here. It's to keep us rather on the high side of the healing, because, yeah, I like living, and I think you do too.
Dodge this.
Now, this boss has a lot of health, so just letting Hero dish out all the damage is not going to kill this thing very quickly. So... Uh-oh. It's making faces. Alright, let's take a look here. Same deal. So everybody's got it, I think, except Ronfar at this point.
Gypsy power!
Dodge this.
That ought to piss off Lucia.
Yeah,
Yeah, baby, yeah. The next round, he can AO. We could have here, Ronfar heal everybody, but remember, we're on the slow side here, so we got to be wary of that. All right, post sword, calm litany.
Gypsy magic!
That's 50-something damage. Let's see if the fan does more damage just outright. And I might actually knock Hero out. Oh no, we're good.
Happy hour.
I love the name of that attack. Or that when he casts healing, Happy Hour. I am actually now morally confused by the violating tentacle monster. All right, again, we'll open up with that. Not everybody needs the healing this time. Let's go with a regular attack and see how that plays out for Jean. But I don't think it's going to be much better. Yeah, so it's even worse than the sleep step, so we'll make sure we use that.
This. Happy hour.
There we go. Tastes like healing. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Let's go ahead and also use a healing item on Hero.
Gypsy power!
Dodge this. Happy hour.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm probably going to end up chuckling every time Ronfar says Happy Hour. Ow. Do some healing.
Gypsy magic!
Yeah, that's just going to do more damage outright, so there's no reason not to do it.
Dodge this. Happy hour.
And that'll piss off Lucia. Give us some extra damage there. Come on. on, keep up that pain train.
Gypsy magic!
Yeah, the boss has a lot of health compared to other bosses we have fought, so hopefully we won't be running on fumes too soon.
Happy hour.
Gypsy magic!
Nice.
Dodge this.
Yeah, her defenses are higher.
Happy hour.
And the other thing we can check out too, which didn't even think about till now, is, you know, I forget things. Anger dice. Let's see if we can do a little bit more damage, shall we?
Gypsy power!
Dodge this.
Really though, the only reason we're swapping attacks here is because
Lady Luck.
Hero's running out of MP, so now we got to do damage with somebody else at this point to offset the fact that Hero's kind of magicked out, which means he's going to be more useful for item healing. So we're going to let him heal himself while the two of them keep going to town here. You could have opened with that. That's true, but we wouldn't have had all the healing and everything else set up, and because Anger Dice is cheap, it's better to save it to the end when you are having to rely on healing items to kind of make it through this fight. Hence why we did it the way we did it. And now we're not going to do AoE healing, because you'll notice all the attacks are focused on Hero right now. We want to keep it that way. So melee attacks are not going to help at this point. We do those when we get into that realm of desperation, which will be coming, by the way, but we're not quite there yet. If another AoE attack goes out, though, we're going to have to heal. Do an AoE healing.
Gypsy magic!
Heal. Lady Luck, be kind.
Nice. And boom goes the dynamite. So you can see what we were doing was we were waiting till the very last moment before we needed to deal with Ronfar. And that's the way I usually do this fight. It's not that I forgot. I could have done it a little earlier after Saint Litany went up on everybody, but that would be the best way to deal with it, in all fairness. And Hero gains a level attack 2, defense 1, agility 2, 1, 2, and 1 for speed, wisdom, magic defense. Nice. And Ronfar is going to level as well with 3 to his attack, 1 to defense, 3 to agility. Nice. No, 2 to agility. 2 to speed, 2 to wisdom, and 2 to magic defense. Big level for Ronfar. And he gets Purity Litany, which recovers all HP of one ally. And Jean gets a level on top of that, giving her a +2 to attack, 3 to her defense, 1 to luck, 1 to speed, 2 to wisdom, 1 to magic defense, and her range goes up, though we don't rely on her range that much. Enchanted Kiss was learned. May cause confusion, because the power of boners compels thee. Alright. You saved our lives. Thank you so much, everyone. Jean, I didn't know you could fight like that. You're the coolest dancer of all time. Well, thank you. I never believed that I could use my fighting skill to help instead of hurt. But I helped my friends. I saved their lives, and it felt wonderful. In other words, she likes beating people up. Ah, delicious sunlight. It was so dark in that creepy cave, I feel like I've come back to life. Well, Ronfar, I hope you're reborn a little more serious. Yeah, boy, don't ask. I knew there were creatures in these woods, but nothing like the monster that snatched me. Oh, wrong voice. Oh my god. I would thank all of you, but I owe you so much more than that. And I fully intend to repay my debt of gratitude. If you are ever in need of anything, just come to the carnival and ask us, alright? Thank you, Hero, for convincing me to help. I'm sorry it took so long to realize you were right. And Gibbon? Thank you for taking care of me and treating me as if I was your own child. What's the matter, Jean? You say such kind things, but you sound so sad. I've decided that I'm going to leave the caravan for a while. I've thought about doing this sooner, but I just didn't have the courage. I've been running away from my past since the moment you found me, Gibbon. I believed that I could forget all that had happened to me and learn to find happiness, but Hero and the others showed me how wrong I was. They showed me that I can't embrace the future without reconciling the past, and that's why I have to go. Were you really worried that I would be angry at you, Jean? Do you remember what I said when we found you and when you joined the caravan? I said that the caravan was your new family, and that you were my new daughter. What kind of parent would I be if I didn't let you pursue this chance at redemption? Thank you, Gibbon. The first place I'm headed to is the city of Meribia. I want to meet with Blue Master Lun, the greatest martial artist in the world. Of course. If anyone can help you to hone your skills, it's him. Then I'll use those skills to slay the demons of my past and liberate my soul from shame. Hero, you know how much I care for Jean. Promise me that you'll help her on her quest. Of course, Gibbon. Goodbye, Gibbon. Goodbye, Jean. Don't be afraid to come back and visit us on your journeys. Besides, we'd miss you if we didn't get to see you shake that booty one more time. So, yeah, Jean is a permanent member of the party. Woo! And as you can see, she's a level lower than everyone else, but that's okay. She'll catch up in due course, of course. And one of the things we can consider doing, which is subjective, is we could give her the Snake Crest. And what it would do is it would give her this, which is Poison Dart, a venomous purple projectile. Again, I still don't think the crest is worthy yet. She can poison on her own anyway. With one of her base attacks that she gets naturally, so it's kind of up to you whether or not you really want to give it to her or not. I tend to find it to be unnecessary. So yeah. Are you leaving us, Jean? I see it in your eyes and your heavy heart. I already decided if I can't forget the past, I'll fight it. I am glad you have chosen to salve the wounds of your past instead of allowing them to bleed. So, Jean, you will heal, and soon you will know happiness as never before. You've been so kind to me, even without knowing who I was and where I was from. Thank you. We're actually looking for someone specific here before we move on. I've been here very long, Jean, and you're already leaving. It's a shame to see you go. I had so much fun here with all of you, and I know we'll be seeing each other again. Notori is going to be lonely when you leave. She's grown very fond of you. You're leaving our troop, Jean? We're all going to miss you, dear. And just when I finally finished the poster I've been working on these past few weeks. Here, Jean, I want you to have it, and I hope it reminds you of all the wonderful times you had with us. And so we get Jean's bromide. I have a feeling you'll be back with us soon, Jean. You'll always be the biggest star of Gibbon's Caravan. It's a wonderful poster. Thank you very much. I'll treasure it. Oh, we'll treasure it too. Prepare the faps. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, it's a neat little poster. Advertising the goods. Alright. Oops, did I press it twice? No, I didn't. Okay. Let's go ahead and make a save. Because saving is your friend. And we are good to go, as far as I'm concerned. And I did give her the... Yeah, okay, she's got the clogs on. Yay! The other thing we can check, too, is the chainmail or leather armor that we're holding. But I don't think she can equip either of those. Yeah, she can't. And even if she could, it wouldn't be that good. So let's move, because it's been a while since we visited a town, so I'm sure a town should be up next, and indeed it is. Forget the name of this town, though. Baraka? No. It's got a name, I just don't remember. Dakar! The village is a popular stopover and traders and other frequent blahs. Unfortunately, the northern gate is closed until further notice. Of course, there's always something wrong. Athena's guard is searching for a group of criminals which they say are headed for our town. The guard also posted a notice on the north gate with a physical description of the fugitives. Oh boy. Crap baskets. Alright, so we're looking for some goodies here. Yay! And then there should be, yep. Sweet. And snoop around a bit more here. Believe there's one other item, and it is a good item, so we do want to get it. Yeah. Passion fruit. So what is this? Greetings, travelers. I am a messenger from the Magic Guild of Fame. We are recruiting new members. Would you like to join? All you need to do is pay an entrance fee and pass a simple test.
The Magic Guild sounds like fun, hero. Let's take the test.
Oh, pooh, I forgot that we don't allow flying cats in the guild. I always forget that rule.
Well, that's a rule. Doesn't matter anyway because I'm not a cat.
I hate to break up the raging kitty debate, sister, but we're late for a very important date. Haven't you heard? The gate on the north side of the village was recently closed because a very dangerous creature is on the loose and headed for Takar. A dangerous creature? Jeez, I thought Leo was searching for Lucia, not my last girlfriend. We cannot find Althena if we cannot pass through this place. Well, since none of us is a hairy, drooling beast, I'm sure we'll be allowed through the gate. Let's go and talk to the guard. I'm sure he's a sensible guy. Perhaps you're right. The guard will let you pass? Perhaps he won't. You can only try. If you wish to speak with me again, I'll be around.
What kind of attitude was that, offering us a test to enter the guild and then excluding me? No. That girl was a mountain of weird, that's for sure. I mean, what was up with that hood? And was I just hearing things, or did she giggle at us when she walked away?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Not gonna lie. Okay, so there's a few things that we may want to do. We don't necessarily have to do, but we may want to do. Anyway, and that's to check out the gear. So we've got a silver mace and an iron fan. Obviously good buys. And we're not hurting too much for money. I mean, we are in a bit, in a way, but it's nothing too negative. But we do have some stuff that we can sell. So let's go and look at that here. By equipping these two guys. Whoops. So we already got chainmails. This stuff is rather cheap. And an iron bracelet would be nice for Ronfar. So let's get the stuff for Jean first. Because she actually doesn't have anything better to wear there. Make that sound dirty, didn't I? So let's equip her with those items. Boop and boop. As that's straight up an add-on. Putting her much closer in range defensively to Hero. And we can pretty much sell off this old gear here. Which will give us the rest of the cash that we need to buy the iron bracelet. And I think we're good. And we'll hold on to the old bracelet because we don't need it, the extra cash. Alright, so that gets us all good here with gear. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you can hold off on some gear purchasing, but at the end of the day, you're better off getting it because it's like I think 2 dungeons before the next dungeon and before the next place where you can upgrade your gear, so there's no reason not to, in my opinion. And we'll buy, we've got, how many of these do we have? We have 12, 13. That'll give us 16. And we're good. Alright, so we're all stocked up. We're all healed up. We're doing pretty good. Just to make sure we're all healed up. So, yeah, issues. Let's make a save. No, we don't, in case something goes. Always save. Saving is your friend. Hail, travelers, my apologies in advance, but I'm afraid I can't allow you through the gate. As a priest of the goddess, I must obey the will of Alcina's guardian, Lord Leo. According to a friend of ours, you shut the gate because you're trying to trap a monster. But as you can see, none of us are monsters, not even Ronfar. So why not let us through? I'm sorry, miss, but we don't yet know exactly what the creature looks like. A messenger from Dalton will be here shortly to provide us with a more detailed description. Well, what have you heard about the monster, buddy? Its name is Lucia, the Destroyer, and it has enlisted the aid of a band of notorious criminals. Lucia's goal is simple, to destroy our world and annihilate all that Althena has created. Is that what you have been told? That story is false, human. I am not the Destroyer. Of course you're not, honey, but you sure are funny. There's no need for any of you to worry. The Destroyer will be found very soon, I'm sure of it. No less a figure than Lord Leo, the White Knight of Althena, is coming here to deal with Lucia. It should be very entertaining to watch him dispatch the Destroyer, don't you agree?
Actually, I don't agree at all.
You're wasting your time with that fool. He'll never let you through. If you're in as much of a hurry to leave this village as you seem to be, perhaps I can help you. Come with me and I'll share something very interesting. Hey, you're that girl we met in the tavern. What do you want to share? What do you want to share? Well, we may as well find out what the hell she wants. The North Gate isn't the only way out of this village. There's a secret mountain pass to the east of here leading all the way around to Nota.
Really? That's wonderful news. So why don't we wait?
But the mountain pass also leads to a haunted manor. If you don't pass through the manor, you can't continue along the pass, and you won't get to Nota.
Couldn't you have given us the bad news first?
If you have enough magical ability, you should be able to make it through the manor. Are you willing to accept this challenge and take the test?
Can we use a lifeline, or how about a 50-50?
There's a fence on the east side of the village. Don't keep me waiting. Shenanigans, I tell you. Shenanigans!
Who in the world is that girl? And why does she know so much about a haunted mansion? And why does she know so much about haunted mansions?
I'd like to know why she hides her face under that hood. What a weird woman. Am I also weird? Should I wear a hood as well?
It's not a fashion trend, Lucia. Besides, if you were wearing a hood, you'd look suspicious. Anyway, let's go and meet her at the gate. If we don't get out of here soon, Leo will catch us.
Yeah, let's skedaddle, shall we? You've decided to take the test. Excellent! You must be confident in your abilities. This is the entrance to the mountain pass. This path will lead you to Nota, but it's not an easy journey. There are many monsters along the trail, since it's never cleared out by adventurers, so you must be cautious at all times. There could be something lurking around every corner. You'll find out soon enough if you have enough strength and wisdom to pass the test. Oh dear God, kill me now. That went even better than I thought it would. I have to dash if I'm going to beat them to the manor, though. She's up to no good. To no good! One would say shenanigans are afoot. So let's get to it, shall we? So really, there's just this mountain trail part before we even get up there. And it's filled with banshee fowl, which... meh. Not much to really say about them. Other than that, they really make no aid. We could power through them a little more quickly if we wanted to, but I just don't see the point. Because, yeah, they're going to attack right after the first round, right after Gene attacks, so we'll just let it be for the moment. And as you can see, they can poison characters as well. Don't worry, though, that only really has to be dealt with at the end of a round as opposed to in the middle of a run. So they're not really that interesting of a fight, all for what it's worth, but no matter what, we got to deal with them anyway. Pretty easy kill, pretty low XP for the kill. So you might start seeing a pattern here. The beginning areas of a dungeon do not seem to offer much XP, or money for that matter. So the whole thing is that, like when I talked about grinding earlier, there's really not a lot of grinding that you can even do without it really digging into how much time you spend playing the game. Because realistically, the time you spend trying to level up is going to set you back time-wise. So kind of makes more sense to just, you know, go through the dungeons and just make sure you fight everything at least once. We haven't done that much grinding. The only grinding we did was right in the beginning of the game, and we did very, 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 very little. So, for what it's worth, it's not that necessary to really dedicate too much time to the task of grinding. You're better off just really dishing out damage, fighting through, and then when there will be certain areas of the game where grinding will be more effective. But in this stage of the game, this early, it's really not something you need to worry about. Because you're just, you know, we've got, what, 40 for that fight? Not much. And you can see the enemies are actually throwing rocks at us. Again, another thing you don't really want to have to deal with. Alright, so this fight, again, we're just going to try to take out the Rufuses as quickly as possible here. By pretty much ganging up on them one at a time. That should be enough to kill a Rufus. And then Ronfar will weaken a Rufus, but not kill it. But see, that's the thing, is that Death Slug pulls us in and we get hit by both Rufuses. So my philosophy of this fight is to reduce the amount of overall damage we would take from a Rufus, from the Rufuses using their AoE attack. Because there is no real way to kill the worm creature before that. You can see he took a lot more damage than the Rufuses did. So, again, it goes back to my initial thesis here. You're better off killing the Rufuses than the Death Worm or whatever the hell it was called. Death Worm! I think it was the Death Worm. Which all it does is it sucks. So, let's get through this fight here. Alright, let's keep moving here. As we get a Purity Ring, which in and of itself is pretty good. It makes the wearer immune to poison. And we'll put it on Hiro for now. Because of all the characters, he's probably the most likely to get poisoned when it really counts. So yeah, anyway, let's gang up on this thing. This is the new enemy here. It's a palette swap of an older enemy, so if I'm not mistaken. But he hits hard enough that it's worth, you know, putting in that effort to kill it first. There we go. Gotta love when they actually attack Lucia, though, because then we can kill him even faster. Nice. Now, one thing we might want to even do too is, well, see, I mentioned the leveling thing. Now I'm starting to wonder, how far are we to our next level? We're almost there, actually. So, level 19 is probably the most solid level you can be in this area, give or take. So, Wind Ring, we'll take a look at that. Decreases fire and earth damage. We'll put that on Ronfar for now. Got to make sure the healer takes less damage from magic and the like. But yeah, these enemies aren't too bad. You just have to you have to prioritize which ones are getting killed first, and usually you want it to be the more deadlier enemies that do more physical damage than anything else. So if you can prioritize that, then you'll get through here relatively easy as long as you're around level 18 and 19. And luckily we are slowly approaching level 19 with Hero, which I would say Ronfar is a little further behind. And Jean's leveling we'll check after this fight, but I'm pretty sure she's still got some work to do as well. Boom. But yeah, the enemies are not giving us much to work with, unfortunately. Yeah, he's almost there. About 207. Ronfar's a bit further away at around 400. And Jean is about 300 there. So Jean and Ronfar may not level by the time we get to the back end of this place. We're hoping that they do. 10 fights will get them there. So that's 400 XP, and neither of them needed more than 400, so I believe. So we should be rather good about that. So what we want to do, really quick, I just want to check. Okay. So this be the mansion that we've got to snoop around in. And it's filled with all kinds of creeps. Creeps and creatures. And so, really, we got to be somewhat careful here. And the reason why I want to say is because the enemies here, and I'll give you this fight as an example. We'll use this fight as an example. Let's see how much damage we do. Okay, this enemy's not too bad. But you notice they were weak to wind magic, but in general they're weak to magic. They didn't seem that weak to Ronfar's magic in particular, but in general there's gonna be some enemies that are down here that are kind of resistant to physical attacks, and you have to use magic on them for the most part. And you can see that they like to use a lot of ranged attacks. At least these particular enemies. And so that can be a little annoying, but, you know, nothing game-breakingly bad. Unless they gang up on a character like Ronfar. Some holy water. And let's see here. We want to go up this way. And fight us another new enemy. So we get the Susie death. And you see wind magic's not going to help us there. And physical attacks aren't going to help us either. So we need to find... And that's what's going to really work. The anger dice. And as you can see, the step attacks here will... Or is it specifically sleep? It's specifically sleep? Yeah. So we'll do that. Yeah, I'm not sure what element is attached to the sleep step attack, but there's an element attached to it. And while she's asleep, we'll focus on our attention to other enemies. Nice. And there it is. So you can see it did very little damage to the doll lady. Again, reasons to be careful. Now, I think there's one other enemy type in here, maybe two, but it's that thing down there, as you can clearly see, as it blocks our path forward. And we're going to ignore him for the moment. We'll come back and deal with both of those things, because I'd rather grab the silver first. Let's deal with Captain Stoner here. That way we can start skipping fights, as we now have Knucklebuster, who I believe is the only thing we don't really need to worry too much about offensive magic-wise. But let's take out as many of those roller dudes as fast as we can, though I think I kind of screwed up. And what I mean by that is that, yeah, they're going to move before I get to do Squall. But we should be able to hit the Rocker Knucklebuster. Yeah. And luckily we dodged it. Cool. Cool toke, bro. You see magic he's very resistant to as well, so there we go. So that's pretty much the gist of the fights in this dungeon. They're not hard, but they are much more tactically driven. And so you're going to want to be wary of that. And hero levels with a +2 to attack and defense, with a +1 to agility, and a +2 to speed. Wisdom or gets a 1+1, and magic defense gets a +1. Sweet. So that's a nice level. Hero should be able to now kill those rolling around toy dudes in one go, I would think. Let's just heal up Ronfar a bit because he took some more damage. Should be using his MP. I don't know why I'm not. Probably should have brought more healing herbs with me. And Jean gains a level 33 to 35, so that's a +2, a +1, a +2 for agility, 1 for defense. And then it looks like a +1 in speed, but her wisdom's taking a huge +3 right there, and a +1 in magic defense as well. So if Jean levels, that means Ronfar is very close to leveling himself, which isn't a bad thing at all. Yeah, he's about 3 to 4 battles away, but it would seem that our other characters have a little bit further to go to level than just that. So here's the deal. I'm gonna clean out these 3 groups of enemies here, and we'll get that chest that we saw last. And Ronfar gains a level with a +1 to attack, +2 to defense, +1 to agility, 2 to speed, 1 to wisdom, and 2 to magic defense. Sweet. Also fiddling around, the Knucklebusters don't like fire magic, so Ronfar's anger dice is the way to go if you're looking for those easy kills, for sure. I'll show you here in this fight how I kind of going to be doing it. So anger dice, sleep step, you're done.
Gypsy magic!
Ooh,
Lady Luck, be kind.
Ow. Ow. So there's not much that we can do to increase the damage output on these guys all that much here. Thought they were further dead than this, or I'm attacking the same one again.
Be kind.
Regardless, it's good damage. There's one down. I bet you that was the one we weakened already. We'll see. We'll just do regular melee next round, just to be sure. And boom goes the dynamite. Sweet. And now we'll have access to this delicious chest, which has a starlight. So we got 4 more enemies to gib. Again, we could avoid them, but where's the fun in that? So let's go ahead, and I'm going to clear out this room of the 4 mobs of enemies here. Alright, so we cleared all those guys out, and we'll grab this herb, because it will come in handy. That was all that was over there, were a bunch of enemies and that. And we're going to grab this starlight as well. Now, before we move on, let's have Ronfar kind of heal up the group here. We'll actually let him use Calm Litany because it'll practically heal everyone. It looks pretty good. We're going to want to make a save because here's the deal. If we can't beat the upcoming boss, we do need a grind, but I don't think we're going to need to. We should be able to deal with it. The only concern is Ronfar's real lack of MP here is a little concerning, but it's nothing a Starlight can't fix in battle. So we'll just go with what we've got and see how it plays out, shall we?
Whew, I think we're almost out of here, hero. That door looks like an exit. But what is that crazy thing next to it?
Oh boy. I haven't seen something this weird since the pub in Larpa had a dwarf tossing contest.
It almost looks like a carnival ride, doesn't it? If this is a ride, I want to get off.
And we're in a boss battle that's actually pretty rough. Because we are kind of at the mercy of it. Now, strangely enough, this enemy hates wind attacks. The problem is we don't have a lot of MP, so we're going to go with Boomerang. Ronfar does damage with Anger Dice, but we're going to have him put Saint Litany up on the party first. There was something I guess I could have done, and I didn't think to do it. And then we'll hit the boss with Sleep Step every chance we get. But Jean's going to be on healing duty for the early parts of this fight. And nice. 102. Can't complain about that too much. I mean, you could, but it'd be kind of pointless. The only person we might not put Saint Litany on is Lucia, because I don't think she's really going to need it. But we'll see. We shall see. And there is something we could do. Magic Tester LX1. Again, Boomerang. Put that there. Let's move Jean out of the way. There's a reason I'm doing this. It's kind of silly, but there is a reason I was doing that.
Dodge this. Yeah, baby, yeah.
Yeah, baby, yeah. And then Hero is the next one that's going to need the Saint Litany. Then Lucia last, and that's assuming we even give it to her. That'll be good because you can kind of see she's buffing herself frequently. And the frequent buffing is actually going to make her kind of tanky, if you must know. That's asking much, I think, though, for this game. But we'll see.
Dodge this. Yeah, baby, yeah.
Once Ronfar is done with what he's doing, we're going to have him start attacking as well. Yeah, he's just going to go after whatever's closest to him, I'm assuming. Which is a shame. I guess one strategy could be to put Lucia closer to where the boss would be, and then the boss would attack Lucia and cause her to use Napalm Shot. But it doesn't, I don't know if it's consistently he's just going to attack whatever's closest or if he's just attacking randomly. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens. But this boss, you know you're beating him down pretty good when he starts morphing into other things here. Because that will give you a lot of insight into what's going on with that. Why she doesn't use that on anyone else is beyond me. No, it's not. Alright, again, just keep going. Just keep wailing away. Everybody's beefed out the way they need to be, so we can get Ronfar in on some of this. We may have to double heal next round, which is fine. Because Hero just got put to sleep, and that's our big damage dealer, so, yeah.
Lady Luck, be kind.
And he's going to stay asleep until he's attacked again, so... The only thing is I worry if he takes damage while sleeping, because his defense will be lower because of that. Which is not always a good thing.
Lady Luck, be kind.
1 damage, oh my god. That's not good at all. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Alright, so we're gonna have to do a big heal on we can use, I don't want to use a healing nut yet because we can't really get those back. So let's go and just focus all healing on Hiro this round. Even though he's about to die. No, he's still barely alive. But since he's going to get about 80 HP back, I'm not too worried about it. The other thing we can do next round opening is to use the item that heals all status effects. We could do that to reduce the amount of damage he's about to freaking take. Well, let's see who attacks first. Okay. Hopefully this works. Should. Nope. Disabilities are stat debuffs, I'm guessing. So that was kind of a waste. Oh well. Not much we can do about it now. God, it's just so much damage. Let's have Jean heal. Since it should come before. We still haven't done enough damage yet to really get this battle going, so we need to have a little bit better of an output here.
Lady Luck, be kind.
Nice. The kind of damage we're hoping for. Hopefully, in a couple more attacks here, we'll get it to the next stage of this fight.
Dodge this. Lady Luck, be kind.
Nice. Okay, so we're in the next stage here. Woo-wee! So when you can see when you knock him into the next stage, he actually doesn't get an attack. He doesn't get to do anything, but he's gonna start doing more weird stuff, so...
Dodge this.
And he can still put a character to sleep, which is really the most threatening thing that this creature can do. This boss can do. I know it's a long episode, guys. It's bound to happen. Trying to rush through and having to fight all the enemies, right? Gotta do it. It's for the greater good. So, what we can do here, I think he's going to be putting someone to sleep. So what we can do is we can do... Just go ahead and attack him outright again. Hopefully it doesn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. Sweet. We'll have Jean open up with a herb on Hiro. Which will help because he's going to get attacked for a lot of damage. Most likely in the next round. And you notice we're not using a lot of healing with Ronfar. That's the big thing. In most JRPGs, he's kind of thrown to the back line as a healer. Any healer pretty much is just going to be doing nothing but healing. But Ronfar is actually outputting a lot of damage. So, again, it's a game that makes you rethink about what you're doing. Whereas your healer actually can have some significant damage potential. So, the strategy that most people are accustomed to is letting your healer just do all the healing. It's a little different this time around. Because if Ronfar isn't pumping out damage and he's healing every round, number one, he's getting his turn last in most cases. And on top of that, he's not able to fully utilize the offensive output. You know, we can put our offensive output is much higher with him participating. So it just makes sense to really let him participate, per se. So same dealie again here. This hero's going to get hit really hard. You can tell based on the animations that enemies do what attack they're going to hit you with. So, just like in Lunar, the first Lunar. So as long as he's going to keep jumping up and down like a jackass, we're going to keep using the herbs until we run out of that. And then we're also going to keep track of Rafar's MP because we're getting down to the wire here with that as an issue. So, yeah, we're almost out of herbs and we're almost out of his magic. So we're going to want to use probably a herb, we might have to use a moonlight, or starlight. Moonlight. Here we go, though. Hopefully this is a wasted attack by this guy. Yeah, didn't put him to sleep. Which means we get that HP back outright. Sweet, 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 sweet. It's a long fight, so hang in there, guys. It's a beast. You just have to be persistent and keep at it. So if you're also wondering too, there's no reason not to. You may as well go back to town too and grab as many herbs as you can. We only came here with 15 or 16, I think, something like that. And we're actually getting through it pretty good. But we still got some work cut out. We still got our work cut out for us. As he's now in his last form, he can still put us to sleep. And I think he's going to do an attack that hits a row of characters. So he may start attacking random characters here. We'll want to be careful.
Lady Luck, be kind.
Hold on, there's somebody at my door. Hold on one second, guys. A dark day in paradise. Neighbor was at my door. And a coyote ate his cat. And all that was left was a couple of feet and a well, the carcass was there, but you know. So, and I live in, for those of you wondering, I live in like Hermosa Beach, California, and we have coyotes here. And people's pets are getting eaten. Mittens, no! So I helped him clean it up. Neighbor's an older guy who, you know, can't really do much on his own anymore, so thought I'd help out. I'm like, yep. And so I had words with him, though. I did say, well, you know what happened, right? And he's like, well, what happened? And I said, well, you know you leave your cat's food, you leave cat food out on your patio, and that's what lured the coyotes in. And then when they saw your cat, they're like, ooh, something that's not dried food. Get it! And they did. So, and you can see like the little trail they left. I think there was more than one. He's just assuming it was one. I think there was a couple of them that got to that cat. But it's like, because here they can jump over all the walls, most of them. And some of the neighbors even have these roller things that they've mounted to their walls. So when the coyotes try to jump over, they just fall off. But unfortunately for him, he did not have those. All right, so victory is ours, and everybody should be getting a delicious level from that XP. Level 20, agility 41, and we didn't have to use, thank goodness we didn't have to use a starlight. Speed for, goes up 1, goes up 2 for wisdom, and 1 for magic defense. 1 for attack, 2 for defense, and 2 for agility. And Vortex was learned. Sweet. Death-dealing wind attack. That's me after Del Taco! Ronfar gets 1 to his attack, 1 to his agility, 3 to his wisdom, and 2 to his magic defense, and his range goes up. Cool. And Jean levels up with 2 to her attack, 2 to her defense, 1 to agility, 2 to speed, 2 to wisdom, and 2 to magic defense. So all around a very good set of levels there, as everybody got some big bonuses off and on.
You idiots! You totally destroyed my mega magic tester!
Oh, psycho bitch.
I guess you did pass. To the
kill it with fire. Kill it with all the fire. And trust me when I say this, you'd want to. Some of you might be sitting there going, waifu. No. Just 10,000 degrees of no. And I'm going to use a British accent because it's less annoying in my head. I've got a confession to make. This manor is a testing ground. And since you've passed with flying colors, you're officially approved for the guild membership. In fact, if you join right now, you'll be charter members of the guild. Isn't that exciting? You'll become part of the rich history and tradition of Vane. You won't be paid for your services, but it can't be helped, you being apprentices and all. So what do you think? Ready to join the most prestigious organization in the world?
It sounds nice, but we're in the middle of a quest, so we don't really have the time. Sorry.
Oh, don't say that. You have to reconsider. You have to join the guild. Please, please, please. I'll even make you a deal. Join the Magic Guild right now, and I'll reduce your entry fee to 98 silver. Entry fee? You never said anything about an entry fee. I can't believe this. You're going to turn down an invitation from the leader of the Magic Guild? Well, fine. I suppose you have to finish your little quest of yours, so I'll come along and lend you the considerable services of my powerful magic. While we're on the road, I'll tell you all about the Magic Guild and why you all have to join. And when your quest is over, we'll go to Vane and sign you up for some magic classes. So let's start moving. The sooner I help you finish your quest, the sooner you can join the guild. I don't know, I might change your voice later.
Excuse me, but don't you think you're being a little, I don't know, pushy?
The Magic Guild sounds like an enchanting place. Are you going to travel there, hero?
Watch it, Lucia. This girl sounds desperate enough to hog-tie you and drag you into Vane in a sack.
Don't be silly, Ruby. I'm sure that we'll have a lot of fun traveling with Lamina. Yeah, lighten up, Red. And besides, there's always room for a lovely lady in our party. Okay, Ronfar, I think we all know what your motivations are. 2 words, hands off! Calm down, my emerald hair angel. I assure you that my thoughts are entirely pure.
Pure lust, you mean?
Are we gonna talk or are we going to move? My time is very valuable, you know. Let's go down the stairs and I'll guide you through the rest of the mountain pass. That's what she does when she gets angry. She gets all cockney. So anyway, Lamina joins our party at a delicious level 20. And guess what? You'd be right to think it. She is obviously a caster that I have no qualms with putting the snake crest on for the time being. Also, our tactics can be swapped around a little bit better here. What we're going to want to do is maybe put, Jean in the back, Lamina as well in the back. And we're going to put Lucia closer to the front. And the reason that I'm doing this is might be not as obvious as it seems, but because she only reacts to being attacked. So the idea being that if she gets attacked, she'll actually perform damage, assault. She'll actually attack the enemies and stuff, and that would actually be somewhat beneficial for us to have happen. So this was a kind of a long episode, I know. I believe it was. I don't have the exact time number stamps here, but we're almost through. Let's keep going. Just a little bit further. I don't mean to nitpick, but I thought this trail went all the way through the mountains.
We must have taken a wrong turn somewhere along the way, didn't we, Lamina?
Actually, we're exactly where we should be. For the last part of our journey, we'll be using... I don't want to know where she was keeping that. Ta-da! The magic carpet of the Magic Guild, sewn from the thread of precious Vane magic silk. Don't just stand there, everyone. Hop on! I promise to charge you a very reasonable transit fee.
You're charging us to take a ride on this moth-eaten rug?
Of course I am.
You may be my new friends, but business is still business.
Now get on and let's go. The only thing I hate more than wasting time is wasting money. Oh god, we're all gonna die. Is everyone on board? I know it's a bit cramped, but the carpet wasn't meant to hold passengers. I have an idea. How about you carry us down one at a time instead of killing us all at once?
I'll ask you to be quiet before I have to charge you for a complaint fee on top of the transit fee. Anyway, here we go. Keep your head and arms above the carpet at all times.
We're all gonna die. Well, looks like it's working. This is amazing, Lamina. We're really flying. Now I can see why Ruby loves her wings so much.
Lamina, what's the matter? Why do you look so serious?
Because strong magic requires complete concentration. Even the slightest distraction could,
Someone put a finger on Lamina's upper lip, quickly!
Stink finger. And so there's our playthrough of Lunar 2 Eternal Blue. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and all that good stuff. And, oh wait, we lived. Darn it. I think I ruptured my spleen, and I don't even know what my spleen does. Is everyone okay?
Oh, jeez. That magic carpet was in my family for 8 generations. It's irreplaceable.
Yeah, we're fine, Lamina. And thanks for your concern. Well, that wasn't what I'd call a smooth ride, but it was actually kind of fun.
Cheer up, Lamina. What's most important is that we all made it down safely. Yes, you're right. I can always buy another carpet, even if it won't be quite as nice. I just hope you guys realize that I'm not going to quit until you decide to join the guild. And I'll have to raise your entrance fees to cover the cost of buying a new carpet. What was that, Lamina? Never mind. If everyone's okay, let's get moving. The magic city of Vane awaits.
Kids, don't do drugs. And don't be owing money to the mob, by the way. So anyway, we got there. We got through that. That's probably one of the harder little zones and areas to get through. So we're gonna make a save, and this is a great place for us to stop for the day. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I am your host, the RPG Guy. And when we come back to the Magic City of Vane, or something slightly close to it, as we make our way further and further into maybe familiar territory. So thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys next time. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching, and while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.